It is Sunday, it's 11 p.m. and I had a nice day with the family today, but now everybody is sick. It's late, I haven't practiced. There are, between the three of them, fevers, an earache, and some pretty bad cough and congestion going on. All of that kind of mixed together. I am doing my best to stay afloat. Spoiler alert, if you're one of the people who's been following these vlogs, first of all, thank you. Second of all, if you're not a saxophone player, this particular one you might find pretty boring. Feel free to skip ahead to tomorrow. Where's that book? I don't use practice books very often. When I practice, I'm almost never like looking at a stand and reading an exercise, except maybe if it's an etude of some sort, which is rare. What I do like to do is I have a handful of books that I've collected over the years, and sometimes rather than just starting to play something that's, you know, super regular and rudimentary, like, oh, I'm gonna maybe work on these scales, or oh, I'm gonna play a tune, or maybe I'll play this tune in this key, or sometimes I like to go to a book just for inspiration, almost like reading a magazine. Like my mom used to read magazines to get design inspiration, that kind of idea. You know, like you see something in a magazine, like, oh, that'd be a nice color, why don't I try that? Oh, that's a nice couch. I do the same thing with books every now and then. Tonight is one of those nights where I don't really feel like practicing, so I need kind of a, it's not necessarily a motivation, I need an idea to work with, to keep my mind engaged because I'm pretty tired, and to focus me and help me stay motivated to just do some productive shedding right now, rather than just taking out the horn and rambling around. And I don't want to waste time playing something I already know how to do. Here's this book, it's pretty badass. It's called Expansions by a guy named Gary Campbell. He's one of the 4 authors of a pretty famous jazz book called Patterns for Jazz. And this book is really, really simple in a certain way. Everything is just, you know, he has exercises written out just as an idea. It's literally a measure in the key of C. So I love this because this is exactly how I think you should be thinking about practicing anything that has to do with the end result being improvisational. You should never be reading something that's like written out for you in every key. What I love here is he just gives you he deals with some more exotic scales, and he gives you a concept and gives you basically just a tiny bit of an example, and then it's up to you to do the mental homework to run it through all the keys or take it as far as you can. Whatever you want to do with it, that's on you. He just gives you the idea to get you started. So I'll just often, you know, flip open the book to some page and see what grabs me. I think I'm gonna do some stuff with lower neighbor tones and maybe triad pairs and maybe some stuff with different pentatonic scales like flat 6 and flat 3 pentatonics. I don't know, something along those lines. It's gonna be patternistic in nature. So one of the nice things about shedding that way is when you get done, you feel like you've accomplished something, or I feel like I've accomplished something. There's something tangible under my fingers, and when I do a thing like this, I'm not super concerned with the application. How am I gonna apply this? It's more of a technical thing, and it's more of a mental thing, like running my mind through, putting myself through the paces of thinking about what all these things are without reading them, which I find to be really important and useful.